Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Pro Wrestling Throwdown. It's Wednesday, November 18th, 2020. It's time for the Wednesday What If. I'm Caleb Black. This is Luke the Big Dog Williams, our in-studio producer, the Mighty Max Fury, and we're talking What If Randy Orton would have signed with AEW. Now, we covered this a little bit in the speculative What If Edge had gone to AEW video, but we're going to talk a little bit more in depth this time about the ins and outs of Randy Orton choosing to go to AEW, what it would have done for them, and how things would have changed.
I also got to put out there, just for the people who are watching these, being that it's Wednesday, that we have these shirts in duplicate so that we can wear them.
I think they get what's going on.
Shh. Ruin the magic.
Do not speak to the man behind the curtain.
Well, here, we can even predict the future. Trump's going to do some stupid stuff. It's going to make the news. People are still, anyway, Randy Orton.
All right, so Randy Orton. So before AEW finally makes it to TV, Randy Orton is using their name as sort of a bargaining chip with the WWE to hold out for more money. There was never a chance Randy Orton was going to leave. Even if there was, it was very slim. But the idea, the fun to speculate on what could have changed and what could have been in AEW if Randy Orton would have signed.
Everybody would have died.
So you would have closed that show with Randy Orton's debut. You wouldn't have done it early.
No.
You'd have made people wait. You'd have given them something to sink in for that last, 5 minutes. And the only way to do that is to have him come out and RKO Cody Rhodes.
That's right.
Yep, that would be the only way to do it.
Because he and Cody have that relationship from Raw, and that automatically sparks AEW's Golden Boy, AEW's Prince of Pro Wrestling against WWE's Transplant, against the guy who came from the one company
most
to this company.
Man in professional wrestling today.
Yeah, you've got the Bloodline versus the Legacy. I mean, it's
two royal. It literally recreates Sting, the Warrior for WCW, holding out versus the NWO, the Outsiders. Cody Rhodes, the black and gold, baby blue-eyed baby boy against Randy Orton.
I would have ran it a little bit differently.
Okay,
I'd have brought him out. I'd have had him get the whole holy shit moment. You bring the Rhodes family out to celebrate the end of Dynamite.
Yeah,
we're on TV and TNT now, and this, that, and the other. And you have just Randy Orton out of nowhere come into the ring and just stand there and do the stare down, and then out of nowhere have him RKO Brandy Rhodes. Boom!
Oh.
Drop her and then just look at it. That would have been the way to end Dynamite.
But that quick, within like 2 minutes.
Just
Orton
look at him,
the ring.
act like he's gonna powder,
right,
and then just drop Brandy Rhodes,
and
then slide out of the ring,
and then out he goes. Have Cody chase him down.
It would have worked the same with Dustin.
Yeah,
if Dustin was standing there with him,
but to cement the
would have been Brandy Rhodes.
the Randy Orton coming to AEW and coming there to be this nefarious person, this nefarious character. No better way. That's a brilliant idea.
And actually, you know who should have brought him in? Jake the Snake.
Oh.
You'd have played off the Viper and the Snake. It did the same thing to Brandy Rhodes that Jake did when Jake got over the top of her when she was laid out. It would have worked perfectly.
You could hear
that would have worked perfectly, especially being as Randy Orton is the legend killer.
Yeah, has the history with Jake the Snake already. You could hear the...
Not to mention, it's not like he hasn't RKO'd someone else's wife before.
Right. I can hear the promo from Jake. I'm the one who let him in.
Yeah.
I'm the one who opened the door.
When it comes to a snake, one Viper knows another Viper. All you would have to... It keeps coming unplugged there.
No, it's the screensaver coming on.
Okay. But yeah, no, I mean, a perfect way to do that. Jake would have been the perfect guy to bring Randy Orton in.
I totally agree.
It would have been money. Any promo that they made would have been money.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
would have led up to him turning on Jake at some point.
Agreed.
I'll tell you.
Getting rid of yet another legend.
Let's talk about somebody, though, that fucking it would have been worth it just to see him RKO would have been Omega.
Yes.
Or MJF. Like, the people who choose to hate MJF.
Dude, I would have paid money for MJF and Randy Orton.
Oh, yeah. I mean, really, and you got to think Moxley's still coming in, too.
Yes.
So there's another great little... Orton could totally take that moment with Moxley and be like, you couldn't cut it in the other place, so you had to come here. I came here by choice.
You couldn't cut it in the other place, and you came here and made yourself a name, and I'm come here to take that from you as well.
Right. I'm out to take everything from everybody. Who are some members of the AEW roster you would like to see Randy Orton wrestle with? We've already dropped MJF. We've already dropped Cody Rhodes. Omega for sure. Just the way he sells, and also I think that psychologically speaking, Orton could slow him down.
True.
And Orton could have that nice, methodic match with him.
The one match, though, that I would really want to see is I would want to see Dustin, not Gold Dust. I would want to see Dustin Rhodes versus Randy Orton.
Yeah, buddy.
I was thinking, isn't Karrion Kross over there?
No, Karrion Kross is NXT. However, that match is a real possibility.
That match could actually happen.
That was in my head.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I think
I'd totally be. Okay
I think Randy Orton too going. I wouldn't put the belt on him.
He don't need the belt.
I would like to see him and Jericho just because I'd really like to see Jericho take one. And just
I would like to see him and Jericho now because now Jericho really
Jericho's
is
fat and overweight and out of shape.
Jericho really is at the legend status now.
Legend status, physicality wise, I don't
can still go, can still fight.
The thing with Jericho is I'm also with you, being that he's a quote unquote legend would make total sense.
He's the Terry Funk of AEW.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and
for sure.
So
the dream match, though, would be Randy Orton now versus Jericho in his prime, because I just don't feel like Jericho's in his prime right now. I think he's past it.
I can
see that.
Yeah,
and Orton wasn't quite as experienced when they did have their matches early on against Jericho. So I get that.
I would also like to see Randy Orton and Brian Cage.
As I was going to say, Randy Orton and Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks is so charismatic and can talk and can cut those promos.
I'd like to see him drop Excalibur for reasons other than professional wrestling.
Just reasons, period. Orton and Eddie Kingston.
See, now that the promos alone would
Eddie Kingston could do the whole. Remember the CM Punk Raven thing, where Punk was. The promo was like, you had everything everybody wanted. You had the money, you had the position, and you pissed it away for booze, for pills, for women. Same thing, Eddie Kingston. You had everything. You were at the top. I've been climbing and I've been scratching and clawing. And Orton comes back with everything I've got, I've earned. I didn't make it on my daddy's name. I made a name for myself. And just let him talk.
That would
let him talk. Oh, yeah. And then let him fight. But first, let him talk.
Yeah. And then after the fight.
That's good shit, pal.
And then after the fight, let him
talk some more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I totally
Fantastic. Agree. Yes, man. That would be great.
Yeah. And think
I do agree with you, though. I think that we've seen it. We've seen Jericho
and Orton,
and that was in 2004. When Jericho was in his prime.
2003, 2004.
But now for a different company to where they didn't have to work within the structure of a WWE match.
And you'd have to think about that, too.
I agree, that would be amazing.
Orton would have, even today, Jericho, psychologically speaking, in a ring, is among the most ring-aware and among one of the best psychologists.
The best.
You factor in Orton's experience. You factor in the fact that he's matured now and the fact that he knows to pick his spots. The two of them could have just a holy shit match. And it wouldn't have to be an 85-minute Japanese classic.
No.
They could get the job done in 12 minutes. But it'd be a match you'd be talking about for a
12 minutes with 2 commercial breaks.
Right.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
For sure.
Also, think about, too, the other young stars. Jungle Boy being the up-and-coming fighting babyface against a guy like Randy Orton. Isaiah Cassidy.
Sammy Guevara.
Orange Cassidy. Fuck. If we got to go there, we can go there. Of course, I would love it if Orange Cassidy got RKO'd with his hands in his pockets and they stayed there. You know what I mean?
Like took it just flat.
Just flat.
The thing about Jungle Boy, though, is you know what else is in jungles?
Vipers.
That's
right.
Actually, honestly, I think him and Luchasaurus.
I think
him and Luchasaurus
would work. Yeah, just about any of those guys.
Yeah. There's really not anybody on the roster I don't think Orton could work with.
Luther.
There's not anybody that can beat him. But
he could find a way to work with Luther, but it wouldn't be very good.
No.
Yeah.
He would find a way to. He would
even if it was a super quick punt kick and RKO tandem, he would find a way to get a match out of Luther. But Luther himself
might be a little more real than it was supposed to be. But
Orton just fucking knock it off.
Your name's Luther. Haja. It's over now.
He's a man that just looking at him, I hate to piss him off.
Yeah. Honestly, and honestly, I'd like to have seen what Orton and Harper, now that he's
Brody Lee.
Now that he's Brody Lee could do.
Brody Lee uncaged and again
Matt
without
Hardy.
the confines. Oh, Matt Hardy too. Yeah, the names just keep piling up.
You could go for either one of the LAX guys.
Oh yeah,
or Santana.
Yeah, Jake Hager.
The point is, as long as Randy Orton's in the match, it's going to be awesome.
The point is, he's the universal tool of the professional wrestling game.
Really, right. Any company that had him would be on top.
Any company that and the sad part is WWE does have him, and honestly,
doesn't.
with him being the champion, I can't say that they don't utilize it.
Right, but they don't know what they're doing with
utilize
it
it
right
so much better.
Yeah, they could make him such a megastar.
Use him to build stars.
Yeah.
Let him free reign like Austin used to do.
Yes. Put a mic in his hand. Don't make the promo so plotting. Let him just come out and talk about how fucking good he is.
Let him show up whenever he wanted to. Do whatever the fuck he wants.
Well, and they were doing that for a very short time. Remember, like 2016, where he just show up and RKO somebody.
Yeah.
And it was like he was getting really, really hot and really picking up.
Well, when he was doing the whole Legend Killer thing the first go-round.
Oh, yeah.
When he'd be like, hi, I'm Randy Orton. And it'd be like, you're a legend, right? Well, I'm Randy Orton. Legend Killer.
Right.
And then would just drop like he did Mae Young or Fabulous Moolah.
Fabulous Moolah.
He beat up Sergeant Slaughter. He beat up Jake
Harley
the Snake.
Race. Yeah.
That's what you do.
I'm Randy Orton,
Except
and you're
what
watching
you do
Jackass.
is make him come out with the gimmick that he's from the E, like the NWO did, and have him take out other people who were in the E.
Yeah.
Traitors.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, man, that's a totally different perspective.
And you could
Brand Loyal showing up, taking out all the guys who left the kingdom, and he just refers to it as the greatest, just always puts them over and puts them over.
Don't even ever have him directly chase the title.
Oh, my God, that's such good booking.
Yeah, or have him attack Moxley as champion, and then grab the belt, just throw the belt.
I want that. I want you. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, my God.
Yep.
But we've got to talk about this further in another video.
We're going to come back to this, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe. Find us on YouTube at youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. If you're not already liked and subscribed, find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Like us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD. Send us an email at prowrestlingthrowdown@gmail.com. And don't forget to follow us on Twitch. Watch our live stream every single Saturday. Stay tuned. We got one more video ready to drop for you this Wednesday coming up, baby.